Learning more about the array functions, in this particular video we're going to learn about how transpose function works. Now, what does this transpose function do? This will basically change the view of the table in a 90-degree format, if we have to say that. In simple words, if you want to turn a vertical set of data into horizontal or a horizontal set of data into vertical, what you can use is the transpose function. You have heard about this before when we did the paste special. We'll do that as well and compare it with the array transpose, and you will find that the array transpose works more effectively rather than the paste special transpose. Before we do this example, which is giving us the information about the employees in an organization, we have their names, the department which they belong to, their gender, and their monthly salaries. Before we do this example, we'll just take a simple example. Let's say numbers are 5, 3, 7. As of now, this data is represented in the vertical fashion, right? It's in the vertical fashion, but what you want to do is make it horizontal. What you want to do is make it horizontal like this. Now this is what we did mechanically. We converted the vertical data into horizontal fashion. The same thing can be done using the paste special function. How do you use the paste special function? If you remember, we did Control C, and wherever you want to paste it, you just press Control V, and under other paste options, you can click on transpose. As soon as you click on transpose, you will see that the data is now converted from vertical to horizontal manner. But then this paste special transpose has certain limitations. There's one major limitation that if you went on to change this data, this output that we used, which use the transpose function, will not change dynamically. What I mean is, in case now if I change this data from 3 to 0, you'll find that there's no change over here, right? How it should be usually is that whatever data from the main data, if you change the main data, affected data should change. So when I change this to 0, the 3 did not change, it remained 3 only. So these changes do not get reflected if you are using the paste special transpose. So what we're going to do now is we are going to use the array transpose, and let's see how we can do this. This is the traditional paste special transpose. Now we're going to use the array transpose. For that, you need to keep in mind that over here in this example, we have basically 3 rows and 1 column. Am I right? We have 3 rows and 1 column. What we want to do is we want to convert this into 1 row and 3 columns. As of now, it is 3 rows and 1 column, right? What it is? 3 rows and 1 column. Whereas what I want now is 1 row and 3 columns. So let's do that now. 1 row and 3 columns, right? Like this you want to represent your data. So you need to select those cells, you need to choose those cells, and what you need to do next is type in the formula is equal to transpose, and you need to select the array. Okay, the array is over here in front of us. You need to close the bracket, and you need to remember that when you're using arrays, we do not hit enter, but we press Control Shift and enter on your keyboard. As soon as you do that, you will see that the vertical row has now been converted into a horizontal row, and we did this using the array transpose. Why did we do that? Because in paste special we couldn't do it, we couldn't change the data dynamically. Let's now try and see. Let's convert this 0 as 3. Now if you see, it is completely reflecting the change. The data is changing dynamically. So whenever you want to change your data dynamically and you want to transpose it, you can use the array transpose rather than using the paste special transpose. Let's now work around the main example over here. Looking at the main example, you would first need to find out how many rows and columns you have. Over here, if you notice, we have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows and 4 columns. Right? We have 6 rows and 4 columns. And now you want to represent it as 4 rows and 6 columns. So let's select 4 rows and 6 columns. 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 4 rows and 6 columns with us. Hit F2, type in transpose. What you need to do next is select the array. Once you have selected the array, you need to close the bracket, and what you need to do is not hit enter but control shift and enter. Okay, so we need to select the entire data set. That is one mistake which we just committed. We require this entire data set which with the headings. Now close the bracket and hit Ctrl Shift and enter, and you will find that the data is now represented in the fashion you wanted. We have the names at the top, right? We have the departments, the gender, and the monthly salary. Okay, so this is how you can use the transpose, array transpose. It is very useful if you want to change your data dynamically and link it to your data sheet. Fine. So this was about transpose. In the next video, we're going to complete the arrays section. We're going to see something called as frequency.